What's up, everyone? Welcome to Pat's Chat. I'm Doug Kyed, joined as always by Michael Hurley. Michael, the
Doug,
Patriots are good again. In the
Pats are
pod.
back.
The
Pats are
Pats
back.
are back.
That was necessary. That was just necessary. It's got to feel good
Yeah.
because, boy, when it was early, it was a little dicey. But I'll say this: there are games, Doug, that we have covered that fans have watched over the years that live on forever. That years later will be remembered. It's, oh, remember that game. This will not be one of those games.
I remember aspects of it.
The
Marcus
punt
Jones,
returns. Yeah, that's about it.
Stefon Diggs had a big game. 3 explosive plays from Stefon Diggs.
Look, they did enough. They did some good stuff. I'm not saying but today the game happened today. Next week you'll forget a
Michael's
little
coming
bit
in
more
cold
about
on
it.
this game. He's coming
I'm
in
just
cold.
saying there's some games where the other team, where Bryce Young's throwing it away on fourth down, like just booty. But yeah, no, good win, necessary, set you up to beat. Now this is a team that won a game, that had won a game, so like you can actually beat these teams. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's fine, but
Yeah.
boy, tough one. Just a tough watch. I don't know what to tell you. That was not entertaining.
There was a tweet from a Panthers fan where
A
I
what?
think it was it?
A what? A tweet from a what?
The Panthers fan.
Oh,
No, they've got fans. Come on, what are we gonna do here? Um, where they were mad that the Panthers scoreless streak, their streak of not allowing any points, ended on. I guess it was on what was the first touchdown? It was
it
what
was
was the
the punt
Patriots' first
return
touchdown?
because yeah, it was the punt
Yeah,
return.
it was the punt return. They were like, "Oh, come on! Like the scoreless streak ends on this," and it's like, mm, they then had their own scoreless streak
The
for a lot of
scoreless
this game.
streak, as
Yeah.
many are calling it, the scoreless streak. I do have a point on that one. Like Milton Williams, great game. I don't think they pay him for his work on punt return. Ended up injuring a teammate there.
He
Not
nailed
sure why.
Charles Woods.
The funniast part of that punt return, we'll probably talk about it more in depth. There were like 8 blockers out in front of them, and none of them blocked the punter. They were all just like, woo.
Right.
I mean, they didn't
They
need to,
also
but
blocked no one as Marcus Jones was catching the ball because I
right,
think they all thought he was going to fair catch it,
right.
and then he was like, "No, I'm just going to break a bunch of these tackles." Like honestly, everyone else did very little on that return. It
Hmm.
was almost all Marcus Jones.
Yeah, yeah. It was a heck of a return. I think his second one was even better when he almost
Right.
scored but got tripped up. That one was he
Yeah.
broke 3 tackles. It was pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
great day for him. I was telling my kids, I'm like, that man, see that man right there? I'm bigger than him. Yet here we are. Like here I am, and there he
Yeah.
is. So
Truly.
huge. Like in when the game ends and they win by 1,000, you don't think of it, but that was a pretty big play because that was not
Oh
a
yeah.
good start for your New England Patriots on defense, on
It flipped some
offense.
momentum. If momentum in football exists, it got flipped.
And there was a point there. It was somewhere I guess it was still the first quarter, but I think the play count was like 20-3
Yeah.
for Carolina because they just had 2 long drives, but then it turned. I think they ran out of gas. But yeah, that if not for that punt return, I think there would have been. I don't think there was any tension early. You tell me. Was there tension in the building, like booing,
Yeah.
frustration? Yeah,
There was. After the 3-and-out, there was booing. When Ramondre Stevenson got the first carry of the game, there was booing.
I heard
When
that.
Ramondre Stevenson was announced as a starter, there was booing. So no, there was tension. There was like frustration
Huh?
early on. And I
Booing the
was even
starting
like,
lineup.
what was it?
That's like a Philly move. Booing the starting lineup.
True. Very true. Yeah.
Actually, you can keep going, but my take, we're just gonna let this one sit in the fire. Boston, New York, Philly. They always say like all these rivalries. Same place. It's the same place. Same place, sports wise. It's the same place. We're cold and
I don't know if I
miserable.
agree with it.
All right. Well, we're just gonna let it sit. You can think about it later. I cut you off.
We'll do a podcast on that during the off season.
March.
But I don't know. That might be a cold take. But no, there was tension, and things looked very bad to start. Like the Patriots defense looked absolutely horrific on that first drive, and I can say that now that they obviously turned things together. And I think I even said it at the time, but like the Panthers moved through their defense on that first drive with absolute ease. It was and
There were
the
no negative
Panthers
plays or 0 yard plays. Everything was a gain.
the Panthers in general, like I don't want to get into this early, but like they were not set up to win this game based on their personnel on the field. Right guard out, center out, both their outside linebackers out, Xavier Legette out. Like the Patriots were
They
catching the
lost
Panthers at a good time.
They lost David Moore in the first play.
Yeah, and obviously that's the same team mostly that beat the Falcons 30-0 last week. And it takes a good team to beat any team 42-13. But there were some factors in play that definitely benefit the Patriots in this one.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll like, I don't know, like that first drive, ready? You had a 16-yard carry by David Moore, got hurt. Then you had a 9-yard run, just gashed up the middle. You had Carlton Davis with the pass interference. You had a 9-yard pass to Tremaine. You had a 3-yard run. You had a 16-yard pass. You had another 16-yard pass to McMillan. And then you had the 7-yard touchdown. It was just like, they looked like the Mahomes Chiefs in their
Yeah, it
prime,
was wild.
but it was not. And so I do have a takeaway that would lean toward that. I don't enjoy watching the Patriots defense. It's not like there are
On
things
the
that
first drive, sure.
just
It's
the
typically
first
not
4
good.
weeks, I would say it's a unit where you're just kind of like, why is that guy so wide open? Like there were guys
Right.
wide open. There were
Yeah,
just
it
gaps.
happens way too often. I
And
think the
it's,
linebacker play doesn't help.
yeah.
Some of the
So,
safety play doesn't help either. Craig Woodson allowed 2 touchdowns.
and honestly, the thing that turned it around was the defensive line. Like there was a
Oh,
Barmore
for
and
sure.
Williams collapsing of the pocket that led to a second down incompletion. I think it was Bryce Young's first incompletion. And then I think Tonga had his arm up to
Yep.
break one up at the line. And it's like your best pass defenders are big fat guys. That's their best pass defense right now. So definitely there's things you enjoy watching.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy watching, anything from kickers and punters to quarterbacks to receivers. Right now, I don't enjoy watching the Patriots defense.
It's interesting. I don't think, obviously, overall they played well today. It's against a very diluted and injured Panthers team, but still, defensive line played well. Christian Gonzalez only allowed 2 catches. One of them was a first down. Carlton Davis, I don't think allowed a catch, but did have those 2 big penalties early on. Safety play is not great. Marcus Jones, I don't know if he allowed any catches, but like it does feel like once Gonzalez rounds into shape, obviously that helps quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Davis could get exploited if the Patriots do play teams with like 2 very good wide receivers. I don't know how often that's even going to happen, if it's going to happen at all this year.
Right.
But it does feel like Davis might be a tiny bit shaky at times.
Yeah, I had that as one of my notes where he's someone where I don't have a feel for as like a person, player, what he's doing on the team. I know him. I watched him. Interestingly enough, whenever I watched him in Tampa, I called him Darrelle Revis because even though Revis played 1 year there, for whatever reason, the 24 stuck in my brain. So I would see Carlton Davis and be like, there's Darrelle Revis. Certainly feels like his career has been better than what we've seen so far here in New England. And
yeah, and obviously he's another year older. He's coming off some sort of injury. So
dealing with an
I
Achilles.
think he'll be fine as a number 2 cornerback, but
not today.
Yeah, I mean, like the 2 penalties. And so people are probably screaming at their monitors or TVs or iPads or whatever, iPods.
iPod touches.
Bucks and Bengals are the 2 games where you're facing off against like a few very legitimate wide receivers where you could run into some trouble with that number 2 guy. With the Bucks, they've got like 4 guys.
Yeah,
with the Bengals, they've got Higgins and Chase.
That is the NFL. I don't know any teams that are like, oh, we match up well against those 2 receivers.
No, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think the Patriots were one that was supposed to be. I think that, and it still could wind up being the case. But I think that people looked at Davis and Gonzalez and were like, this is 2 potential legit number 1 cornerbacks. And I'm not sure if I've fully seen that from Davis so far.
We do have a 42-13 final, so I guess we should get to the good stuff soon before we like you got to choose what kind of podcast you're going to be, right? And like we know what we are. We're not that. But who was it that lined up off sides? It wasn't Chase on this time.
It was Jennings.
It was Anfrey after he just whiffed in the backfield. Like he held up the running back pretty well, got in the backfield, but did whiff on the tackle. They stopped him anyway. And then I was watching, and I was actually saying like, he's definitely in the neutral zone. Like he's looking down the line at the ball, and it's eye level with him. I'm like, but I guess you just get away with that. And nope, you don't. But it was declined though, which was an interesting choice.
It was because I think it
was 3rd and 1
completion.
Or well, it was a dumb decline. Declining, if you ask me. It would have been 2nd and 5, but instead they took 3rd and 1. But they got a 10-yard run anyway. But yeah, there was just some things on the defense.
No, it does feel like you're coming in a little negative, and it like ultimately. So hopefully people didn't tune out because we were being so negative.
Can
But
you do thumbs
10,
up?
10 minutes
Can you
in,
do thumbs up so we get some thumbs up? Oh no, even that's not working. Oh God.
I'm not ready to put Drake Maye in the top 10 quarterbacks yet,
Okay.
but he's moving up. He's
Mm-hmm.
moving up fast.
14 for 17
Yeah.
is pretty damn good. And he ran only 11 yards, but one was a touchdown. He ran efficiently. He had a
Three
third and
straight
5
games
run.
with over a 75% completion percentage or something like that.
Yeah.
The only guy who has more than that is Tom Brady from 2007.
Good person and year to be tied in with. No, I think
Yeah.
this was a game. I don't know if I said it here, Doug. I probably did because I'm not talking to many people these days, where you're playing a bad team. And in this league, if you have the guy at quarterback, you should be able to beat bad teams more like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was a big reason why. Not early, obviously, just the early 3 and out, but then they didn't get to play for another half hour, 40 minutes.
Right.
But he was what you'd want in this game, where you're not gonna, I don't know, write a book about Drake May's day, but you like every single thing he did today, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he really only, like, obviously 3 incompletions, so there couldn't have been that many errant passes. I
One,
remember the incompletion to Booty. There
yep,
was 2 low passes in a row, one of
yes,
which Booty caught, the other one Diggs didn't catch.
and the footwork on the Diggs one, he looked like Derek Jeter in the hole. Like he did a jump throw and
Yeah.
squared up to the middle of the field. He's done that a couple times where his feet just aren't set under
It's
him.
funny. Diggs seemed to blame himself for that he should have come in more for the catch.
He's just being a dude. He's just being a
Possibly,
dude.
yeah. But I mean, Stefon
Maybe it's
Diggs,
because Booty had just done like on his
right?
chest, just like held it like a baby.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
impressive.
I mean, that was a fantastic catch from Booty. I'm still waiting for them to get Keyshawn Booty more involved, but at least we saw more of Stefon Diggs in this game. And I mean, I know some of them were like he was wide open on one of the catches, but
One was a third down deep crosser. It looked
the
like
deep crosser was good. The
there
back
was
shoulder one was good.
there was if I were, diagramming that would have been a zero humans one, that third down one. There was just
Oh yeah.
nobody
Oh
around
yeah,
him.
yeah. The
The deep
one was,
crosser.
yeah, that was like the 20-yard one.
Yeah.
The other deep crosser, he got away from the defender.
Oh, that
And
was
the
a great ball.
back shoulder one was 4th and 3, I think. That was wild that they were even going for it at that point, but it's almost more insulting to kick the field goal, I guess.
He had the deep crosser, the one you just referenced, and I forget who was on him, forgive me. And his coverage was strange. He was going vertical as Diggs was going horizontal.
Right.
Like, and they were
Yeah.
kind of meeting at a point. And
Yeah.
instead of throwing him in stride, Drake turned it up the field, and
Right.
Diggs adjusted and caught it moving up. Like, that was some high level football, I thought.
No, it really was. I think that May played very well in this game. And beyond outside of the turnovers, last week he played very well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously played very, very well in week 2, probably his best game as an NFL starter. I don't know. I mean, like, how many games in a row do we have to see it before we start talking about Drake being in that echelon? You know?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have the answer. 6. How about, can I just give you an answer?
So
6.
I think if the trend continues, also, so May was not great in week 1, great in week 2, not as good in week 3, great in week 4. Bills game next week, we might drop down a little bit more for Drake May. I can't imagine him having this type of performance. If he does, then they could win this game. They could win the game.
Yeah, I mean the Bills. I'll have to peep the film on that one.
Kept it a
See,
little close to the Saints.
struggle bus for quite a while against the NFL's worst team, but sports are hard. Seasons are long. These things happen, so I'm not going to read
For
too
sure.
much into that. Drake May currently, and now I don't know if the 4 o'clock games are in, 6th in passing yards, behind league leader Sam Darnold. So a little too early to use stats to do these
Maybe
differentiations.
maybe they're not. And how many yards does it say he has?
Who?
Drake May.
785.
So week 4 is not in.
Oh, well, what good are you, ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports? Can't even do that. Every website these days is like live, but apparently not ESPN. I do have 2 critiques on Mr. May.
Sure.
Okay. One, he scored a touchdown on his feet and did the Cam Newton celebration, and that just made me feel old. I think Drake May twice now in 3 weeks has made me feel like an elderly person, where it's like, oh, I watched him
jerk.
growing up, and it's like, I watched him as an adult. Don't I didn't
His
enjoy
entire
that.
career was when I was an adult.
He was drafted when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't appreciate that, but whatever. And then he did a post-game interview with Fox's sideline reporter. I'm not
Mhm.
sure who it was. I forget her name. And he looked in the camera the whole time, like kind of Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. So there's elements of his game he needs to work on. And post-game, just look at the interviewer. He was creeping me out. He was just staring at me like, yeah,
That's
we
interesting.
get better every week. I was like, Skip. Anyways, those are my Drake May critiques from this week. So
I think that's totally fair. But otherwise, I'd say outside of those things, he did have a good day in the office. Outside of first drive, which I mean, yeah, you mentioned earlier, like the game could not have started really worse for the Patriots with that first
mhm.
drive and the immediate
Ooh,
3-and-out.
I got updated stats for you.
Oh, nice.
Drake May second in passing yards behind Justin Herbert. How you like
Where is he in
that?
passer rating?
Uh,
What site are you using?
nationalfootballleague.com.
So I
He
figured would be the
is,
most updated.
they don't have numbers though, so I got to guess he's like eighth, but Dalton, who's 5 for 6, is on that list. So there's no differentiation. Dylan Gabriel's on there. So
Oh,
he's behind Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love, Josh Allen. Drake May is right there, 109.4. So yeah, you're right. Like he's
a lot of
Pro
guys
Bowl.
with high passer ratings this year. Lamar Jackson, 141.8. Good
I
lord.
don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't. He's a good quarterback. He's an MVP.
That is truly wild. But yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
Drake
I
May's having
mean,
a great season.
yeah, on a potential Pro Bowl track. I don't think it's too early to say that. Long way to go. But if he plays this effective, I got stuck between efficiently and effectively. I'm going to say effectively. If he continues to play this effectively against bad teams, and there's a lot of them on the schedule, then he's going to put up some Pro Bowl type numbers.
Did you like the explosive plays?
There were a lot of X plays. I had that in my notes. Stefon Diggs
Hmm.
with some X plays. I think it
Three
was
of them.
good to see. It was good to see a receiver go over 100 yards. I was surprised after the game to see Henry only with 2 for 39. I feel like he had more, but Hooper did have the big one.
He did.
They did get a little lucky on that one. Ben Brown had meandered downfield a little bit, but they didn't.
Mm.
It's a weird one. They just don't. He was like 4 yards downfield, but they don't call that all the time. But
It is
yeah,
weird. It is weird how they don't call that all the time.
yeah, just like offsides, they don't call all the time. They missed. I think Howard Landry's offside was bogus today too. The right guard jumped.
Right. Yeah.
They just screwed it up. But there's a lot of moving parts there. So Hunter Henry did end up getting his touchdown, which was good, but he got screwed out of a touchdown.
He
That's my.
did. Oh my God. He got nailed on that one.
He crossed like he was fully, and it's the right thing not to challenge when you get the ball first and goal from the 1 inch line.
Did
But
the ball actually go over?
yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
mean, his whole like chest was over the line. He got screwed. They should have called it on the field. I don't know that they would have won a challenge, but that's my fantasy football take of the week. Is fantasy football is so stupid because you're like, yeah, and then it's just like, no, he didn't score.
Right.
Deal with it. I don't have
I
Hunter Henry on fantasy. That's why I don't like fantasy football.
I had Jordan Addison on my team, and did you see his like 88-yard catch where he didn't score and got caught by like a
Yep.
linebacker?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God damn it.
Well, you should have been better at fantasy, Doug. I don't know what to tell you. You should have
It's
known.
true. I
Yeah,
should be
but
better at fantasy.
it was good to see like a receiver at the end of the game have numbers because that has not been the case all year, despite
It
Drake May
hasn't. They've been spreading the
slinging
ball
it.
around a lot. And they also kind of did what I was talking about, where they really sort of limited the wide receiver snaps to Diggs, Booty, and Hollins. And
Yeah,
at this point, those are probably the three guys who should be getting the most snaps at wide receiver, but really limited Demario Douglas' snaps. And then Kyle Williams' snaps were limited as well. So I don't know. I think that's the way to trend. Like get Drake May used to those three guys. And then if they have to make adjustments at any point, make them. But because they've already got like three running backs that they're throwing the ball to, two tight
yeah,
ends. It's just a lot of guys.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. It is weird. Like I said what I said, but then you look behind. It's Booty had one catch. Mac Hollins had one catch.
Right.
There's your receiving core. So
Stevenson had one catch. Yeah.
I'm just
Right.
saying receivers. So
Oh yeah, just wide receivers. Yeah.
it's still thin elsewhere, but whatever. He leaned on Diggs. Diggs had
Yeah.
a game that you want from Stefon Diggs when you sign him.
But
You
also
mentioned,
like when you get one punt return touchdown, another one down to like the 12-yard line or whatever,
yeah,
like your
not a lot of
passing
yards.
production's probably going to dip a little bit.
Well, by that measure, you look at Travion Henderson,
He also
732.
didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Right. Travion Henderson with 7 rushes for 32 yards and a touchdown and had 2 catches for 14 yards. So you're like, if you just glancing by the box score probably doesn't catch your eye. I thought he was spectacular. I know he took the holding
Really?
penalty. There was a play. It was 3rd and 8, and he was moving, I want to say, to the left. This was early. I think it was actually, you know what? It was the Patriots' first drive, so people forget it. 3rd and 8, pitch to the left, or it was an outside run, and there's a guy, and it looked like it was DOA. He plants his left foot, cuts it up. The guy ends up tackling from behind. Instead of 3rd and 8, it's 3rd and 2, and they didn't get it. I think they threw deep to Booty on the in cut.
Yeah.
So like that play. There was another play. It was the screen pass. He drew the tripping penalty, and again, it's sort of just one-on-one in the open field, and he puts that nasty cut, just puts that left foot in the ground, and he's just going the other way and draws, a personal foul that gives him a 1st and goal. So not huge numbers, but it's sort of what you would hope and expect from Henderson. And I don't know. I guess he held the guy, but I didn't think that was a hold per se.
It's been a rough start for him for pass protection.
Yeah.
That one was like the least, I don't know, worthy penalty so far, but it's still an issue. It's why Ramondre Stevenson probably does have to play. But I thought all the running backs, like Stevenson was fine. Gibson really doesn't get a lot of snaps, but he makes the most of all of them. Yeah, Stevenson had a 22-yard carry at one point. Didn't do much outside of that, but I mean, running backs all averaged over 4 yards per carry. Overall, they had over 100 yards rushing. So I don't know, pretty positive performance from the run game overall.
Yeah. You know what? I have another positive.
Offensive line held up well too, actually.
Yeah, I thought Ben Brown, wandering downfield notwithstanding, you didn't notice that. There was a point in the third, fourth quarter, I forget when exactly, and I thought I saw Will Campbell start early. Like, you know how you see the tackles move, and it's an optical illusion sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, Will Campbell.
Yeah.
Like, so it was one of those days where
for sure
you were pretty happy with what you got across the board. I have another positive for you.
Okay.
When the Patriots scored a touchdown, what happened right after every time? Who got to play? Who got to come on to play? Andy Borregales just kept pounding extra points today. Like, talk about great practice. He was pounding the thing.
He was definitely the best rookie kicker today.
Yeah, that one off. That was like, you know what that missed PAT to start was? It was Mark Bellhorn's home run in Game 1 of the World Series in 2004. Just like a blah, 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 blah.
Right.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
So Andy Borregales, extra point maven today. So
extra
good for him.
Point maven today for sure. He was definitely the best kicker at extra points today, I would say.
And Bryce Behringer had a punt.
Oh yeah.
From the back of his own end zone to the other 35.
Yeah.
And I was hooting and I was hollering because that gets me. Now they returned at 15 yards, which I know you're going to say, I'll kick the coverage. Shut up. It was cool. I liked watching. It was like, it's like if a guy hits a bomb off the tee.
That one was good. He had an even better punt though, didn't he?
Well, the one where they caught it at the 4 and got tackled at the 2.
Yeah, that was a
nice
punt.
one. Yeah. But the one I just love it. It's like when a guy bombs it through the fairway off the tee, and you're like, whatever, man. Like, you just drove it 350. That was cool.
Yeah,
I love a good 70+ yard punt in a football game.
Didn't get a lot of opportunities to punt, but he was he had a good game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got a lot of positives.
59-yard punt, returned 13 yards, and it was the 56-yarder that went to the Panthers one.
Don't
good
catch
play
it
there, obviously by Brendan Schooler too.
Yeah, but don't catch it. Don't catch it there.
No, don't. Well, yeah, unless you're Marcus Jones, just don't catch that.
I wouldn't want anyone to catch that one. But yeah, no, they played well. It was 3 faces against it. Like, it's one of those things you don't want to overdo it, right? That team's brutal. But going in, there was at least an eyebrow raise that maybe they wouldn't do this to a team like that. So you look ahead and you got what? You've got Cleveland, you've got Atlanta, you've got the Jets, you've got the Dolphins, you've got the Saints, you've got the Titans who got smoked today by the Falcons, right? Like, there's a lot of eating each other. You've got the Giants who did win. So it's like there's games.
There's a lot of winnable games.
Yeah, and this keeps them winnable. If you lose this one, it's almost like shut it down.
I think I might have said this on this very podcast. I'm pretty sure I did. Like, this game was going to tell me if the Patriots were going to start the season 1-8 or if they could start the season 6-3.
Yeah.
And So let's do before we get into booms and dooms and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Let's just go through the schedule real quick because you were kind of just doing that.
Yeah, baby.
So they're currently 2-2.
Sure.
Bills they're probably going to lose, so 2-3, right?
Probably, but I mean, stranger things have happened. But sure, you'd probably go 75% Bills win next week,
Usually, so two back-to-back road games.
back to back to
Usually, you would
back.
say like, they probably split these, but the Saints and Titans are so bad that I think I'm giving them 2 wins on these, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are
So
the Saints have I saw Nick Underhill, who we know does a good
yeah,
job covering the Saints, had his podcast on Twitter the other day, and the caption on it was just, "Is the Saints start worse than we expected?" And it's
yeah,
like, I don't know that that's possible, but certainly no, not for me. That's pretty much what I expected. So that team is
yeah.
bad. The
It seems
Titans,
like things are going very poorly there with the
the
Saints.
Titans lost 26-0 to the Titans today, and I just want to
They
get
lost to themselves. You mean the
oh,
Texans?
the Texans. Yeah, I do that a lot actually, but I do want to do I want to get the point differential on them because it's currently minus 69, which, nice jokes
Nice.
aside,
Yeah.
is really, they've given up 120 points so far. It's week 4. So
So we're looking
that's
at a
yeah.
4-3 start, right?
Yeah.
Not bad. Browns, Falcons, both at home.
Yeah.
Are you doing two
No.
wins there?
No, I'll probably go a split just because of what I've seen. It's kind of like I had Vegas and Pittsburgh as wins. So at a certain
Right.
point, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you won't fool me again, as the great George W. Bush once said. I'm going to go split on those, even though it should be 2 wins.
So we're looking at a 5-4 start.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Bucks
I mean, that
Bucks lost,
gets.
so then they're back at 500.
Then you got wins. You got 2 Jets games in there. You've got a Giants game in there. You've got a Dolphins game in Week 18. So if you were going for 7-8, you're in the catbird seat at a 5-4 start.
Yeah, yeah. I think 5-4, beat the Jets at home, beat the Giants at home,
Yeah, and the
beat
reason
the
to have
Dolphins at home.
the
Yeah.
reason to have this conversation is because it was ludicrous to have it until this game happened.
No, that's why I wanted
Yeah.
to have it because like this is I think this really does change the trajectory of the Patriots season after this one. Like if they had lost this game, you could just go down the line and be like they could lose any of these games.
And they still can drop
They
one or
still
two,
could
but now
obviously,
I think
but
you're not looking at a straight split or worse. You're looking at
no.
winning most of them.
I also do think it was very important for them to not turn the ball over in this game, especially
Yeah.
important for Drake Maye. Like no turnovers plus a win. That's kind of what, and obviously that happened in week 2 as well. But like, that's what you're hoping for out of Drake May at this point. Limit the
hmm
turnovers, win a game, be efficient. And I mean, if any of the running backs had a turnover in this game, they might have gotten booed out of the stadium. So very important for
Yeah.
them to also be
Yeah.
giveaway free.
Probably bigger for the running backs if you're telling me Stevenson's getting booed during
Oh,
pregame
100% more important
introductions.
for the running backs. But I just think like May in general obviously has had kind of a turnover problem over his career.
Yeah.
And now after being turnover free in this game,
Yeah.
like he's back in the right trajectory for the season. He has fewer turnovers than starts this season, which is big.
Yeah. And I just want to add to our little projection thing. Like, the Patriots will probably beat a good team too. Like, that happens quite a bit in the NFL, whether it's
Yeah.
Buffalo, like maybe they split against Buffalo, maybe who knows? You get Tampa, Cincy, Baltimore, all those teams
Well,
like that.
Cincinnati's not even good. They have
Right.
Jake Browning as their quarterback, so that should be a win.
Yeah. I'm saying you might outperform that 7-8, but you can talk about it now and have reasonable, like that's how big this week was. Like
I know.
you don't get to do any of that even if you just kind of squeak by. Like if you win 17-13, we
Yeah.
probably aren't saying that. So the fact that you can just beat up on a bad team, it shows that you are not there, which is
They were playing
something.
Bon Jovi in the fourth quarter. It feels like we've barely gotten that lately.
Marky Mark was there. Do you think he stayed? He was
I
ringing
mean,
the bell.
he should, right?
He was there. They showed him in the booth in the first quarter, but like he's got a very busy schedule. I don't know if you've ever seen it. He's
He
got to
does have to
pray
wake up at like 4 a.m. to work out. So
and pray and then pray again and then like
plays a
eat
pretty big factor.
something. Seems like an interesting guy interesting in the sense of weird, but good for him.
It was also interesting. It was Mark Wahlberg and the Celtics who rang the bell. It wasn't just Mark Wahlberg. It wasn't just the Celtics. I feel like they used a lot of bullets with that one bell ringing.
I guess the Celtics, like the next time the Patriots are home, which is what, a month from now, The
Right.
Celtics will be busy.
Yeah.
So they got to do that. I mean, Derek White was on the field at Fenway after they clinched Friday night. I don't know if you saw that. So the Celtics are just sort of gallivanting right
They're
now.
just around. Yeah.
Good for them. Do you
Take all
remember
the
what?
goodwill while they can before they potentially lose a lot of games this season.
Oh, what was I thinking? I was thinking when the Red Sox brought the duck boats to Gillette. Like, it's so
Mm,
crazy. Like, I tell my kids, they don't really care that much about sports, but it's on all the time. So they
yeah.
generally care. I'm like, you don't even know about, like, the kids grew up 10, 15 years ago. All the teams did was win. They
Yeah.
were bringing their trophies to different stadiums, and like that was sort of the ecosystem they had.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh man, the Red Sox might win the wild card series.
Right.
It's times change.
They do. They change. Well, I mean, the Celtics won recently, but yeah, no, the point
You know
still
what I mean?
stands.
It was
Absolutely.
constant. It
It
was
was constant. It was every year.
obnoxious. It was truly obnoxious.
Let's do some booms and dooms.
Okay.
We talked about a lot of them already. I'm giving Drake May a boom.
You sure? He did throw 3 incompletions.
As many touchdowns as incompletions. Pretty solid performance there.
Yeah. Good game from Drake May. No fight from me on the boom and doom there.
Do you want to give a boom?
Well, I don't like to give the obvious boom, but we
You have
talked
to.
about it a little bit. Stefon Diggs had a number one receiver type game, and
He was booming.
it wasn't like the way Justin Jefferson looked this morning, where it was like they kept feeding him, and he was sort of like, at no point did Stefon Diggs look unbelievable,
Right.
but he performed and produced in a
Definitely.
way that was sorely needed. So he gets a boom from the Pats Chat gang.
I think he impressed me as much with like some of his shorter receptions
Hmm.
as he did with the longer stuff because like he was just doing the right things out of the slot to pick up those short gains
Yeah.
that we haven't technically always seen over the last few years. So yeah, no matter where he plays, I think he can be a weapon in this offense and seems like it could be split almost more 50-50 between the slot and outside moving forward, kind of similar to how Julian Edelman used to play in this offense. And yeah, I'd love to see either, or I'd like to see, you would love to see, the Patriots fans would love to see Matt Collins or Kayshon Boutte start to step up as well. One of
Hmm.
those guys. But at least he got one 100-yard receiver out of the day.
Yeah. I mean, Hollins did what I think you want him to do, which is catch a touchdown in the red zone. So I don't,
Right. It's
I,
funny that his 2 red zone touchdowns aren't exactly like he's using his size to his advantage. He's just been wide open, but still,
right.
it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So Diggs makes the list. I did want to, but we're doing booms and dooms. Uh, it was noticeable that Pop Douglas was not involved at all, and I wonder how much of that is what you said, where they were like, "Oh, let's change what we're doing," or it was you can't be trusted right now because last week was that bad.
I mean, it could be the latter. And you do wonder, like, okay, why didn't they dress Chisholm? That I think maybe just becomes a headline at that point of like Patriots bench Demario Douglas.
Yeah.
If you just kind of limit his snaps, it becomes less of a big deal. Um, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes moving forward. Mike Vrabel went out of his way to praise a block from Demario Douglas on Hunter Henry's touchdown. So doing the
Sure.
right things with the
Sure.
opportunities they had.
Yeah.
That touchdown
Yeah.
to Hunter Henry, by the way, was kind of hilarious. So like the Panthers just didn't think about tackling him. It was crazy. He's
Yeah.
running on the sideline. No one even bothers to push him out of bounds.
There were several moments where the Panthers looked like they were just gearing up to get on the bus, and
Yeah.
it's a tough, like some of the mistakes, some of the penalties, some of the just body language was tough to watch. And that's why I say it's a tough watch. It's like the Panthers at a certain point tapped out,
Yeah.
which give credit to the Patriots. Like they made that happen, but it was like that. I don't want to say, wow, Hunter Henry got gifted the touchdown because he got it,
Yeah.
but that was not the most
Hey, he
competitive
stayed
play.
in bounds, which is more than Devon Achan can say, right?
That's a great point. They actually said in the broadcast, did he stay in bounds? And it's like, I don't know, the graphics up. I actually have, I should have tweeted it. I'm going to show it to you on the camera
Mm-hmm.
because you know how Fox does like the comic book ads or
Yeah.
comic book drawings? Let's see. Whoever drew Hunter Henry's arms really
Wow.
likes Hunter Henry. Like he
Wow.
really thinks Hunter Henry is a
Jeez.
strong, like those are
But
like,
whoever drew his face really hates Hunter Henry.
the face is tough, but the arms are like two professional wrestlers globbed onto each
Yeah.
other.
Like
It's
even
like
Rob Gronkowski didn't have those arms.
Gronk's arms on top of the Rock's arms.
Yeah. Those are
So
like some like Brock Lesnar arms. Even more so, even more defined.
You know what? The face isn't as bad as you stare at it, but it just the arms look so ridiculous that the face looks bad because of it.
It's true.
Another
Another
boom?
boom goes to Marcus Jones.
You think so? Did he earn it?
I'm gonna give him the boom. Like, wow, what a game for him. If he had returned that other punt for a touchdown, that
I
would have
know.
been
Well,
like he
even
would have just already solidified himself as the all-pro punt returner.
and then his third one, he got like 15, 16 yards. I was like,
Yeah,
eh. It's like a
right.
16-yard return is
It's a
generally
great
pretty
return.
good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, great boom there.
He also played
Um,
well defensively. I didn't notice any like he wasn't giving up catches. I think he was getting coverage. Hunter
um,
Renfro didn't go off. So
he actually
the
injured the receiver he got stiff armed on that first play
oh yeah, I did
and
know.
ended up accidentally pinning the guy's arm and then just took him all the way down with it.
Mm.
So
That was a weird start to the game, by the way.
it was a long delay, and the guy was off the field, but they were kind of like, "Well, we shouldn't play. He's like right
Right, he's like
there.
right there.
A
Yeah,
trainer could get hurt."
yeah. By the way, you mentioned Milton Williams taking out Charles Woods earlier. After the game, we were talking to Milton Williams. He's like, "Oh yeah, I took someone out on that punt. I don't know who it was." And we were like, "It was Woods." He was like, "Really?" I just asked him if it was him, and he said no. So
Not the right people to ask in that when it's just chaos. That was
right,
it. Looked like a need of the junk.
yeah, yeah.
But
Is that
again, Milton Williams, very good game. I think.
is the
In
train on my side or your side?
train,
There's a train going by.
not me.
Then it must be me. Okay,
Yeah, no.
it's me. There was a
All right.
train horn. One of those. I
Commuter
could
rail.
hear it in my headphones.
I love the commuter rail. So much better than driving. Anyways, Milton Williams not paid to do the punt return
Yeah, I
down
was
the
shocked
field
he was
thing.
even on there.
He was going the wrong way. Everyone was going one way and he went the other way. It's like
Yeah.
they're probably gonna have to tell him like, hey, do anything but that and you're good.
Sam Martin, by the way, the Panthers punter, really saved his day by tackling Marcus Jones the second time because that tackle attempt on the first punt return was horrendous. Like he didn't come close to Marcus Jones.
As a drive by. It was like I
Yeah,
tried, but there were so many blockers
there were.
that
He's like, what am I gonna do here?
yeah.
He was
It
gonna get
was
annihilated if he didn't do that. So yeah.
yeah. So good booms. I mean, there's guys you're obviously missing when they score 42 points and win by 29
I
points.
had the running backs in general as a boom. No turnovers, 2 touchdowns,
90 yards.
2 explosive plays,
Yeah,
90 yards.
90-ish.
Just a
87
pretty
87
solid
yards.
game overall from those
Yeah.
guys. Like none of them were excellent, but if you've got a 3-man committee at running back, that's kind of what you're hoping for, right?
Well, like at the very least, I know they're going on the road for a month, but
yeah.
this type of game will get Ramondre Stevenson not booed when he's introduced
Yes.
next time, and like that's significant.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the
a tough.
Gibson
That's
explosive
tough.
run, by the way, when they
X
lined
play.
up there, and I think it was Stevenson was in the backfield, Gibson was lined up in the slot. I'm like, what are they doing? Like don't you want like an actual wide receiver in the slot there? Then when he went in motion, took the jet sweep, I was like, oh, I get it. That was a good play.
There was
Good job, Josh McDaniels. I'm wrong. You're right.
yeah, he's a professional.
Yeah.
There was one run Stevens had. It was 3rd and 6, and it might have been out of the shotgun, and it just kind of pitched left, and he just made like the most horrible cut. Instead of cutting up, he cut out and basically stopped all his momentum and led to a 4th and 6. And it was kind of like, well, that was not good. But maybe he was
Right.
just so focused on not fumbling that he forgot he should do good stuff with the ball.
It's true. All right. So now we got some dooms. Craig Woodson gets a doom. I mentioned
Gave
earlier,
up the
gave up 2
touchdown.
touchdowns.
Oh, he gave the 2 touchdowns.
He gave up the touchdown at the end too. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't as locked in. I'll be honest for the last touchdown. They
And
did
like
some,
obviously it matters less, but he was still in the game. The rest of
yeah.
a lot of the rest of the guys were backups, but he was still in there.
And so this wasn't good for Woodson. Is they were replaying that first touchdown, and Schlereth was on the color call, and he's like, "Watch this! It creates a pick because you got these 3 guys, and you're going to get a defensive pick." And Christian Ellis picks the rookie Woodson here, and then the tape rolls, and he was there, but he was not picked. He just got beat off the line and was chasing. So not
Second touchdown, he slipped and fell, which was also not great.
Oh yeah, I remember the second touchdown. I honestly at that point I was texting you saying this is a tough one, but we made it. That's fair. That's fair.
The end of that game, I'm glad the Panthers took forever to go on that drive.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's gonna feel cheap for them to score. Obviously they did score, but like there just wasn't a lot changing in the game for me to change my gamer at the end there. So I was like, let's just
Yeah.
wrap this one up. This one's
You
good. It
just
was very long first half. Second half went by a lot faster, obviously.
yeah. You just write in, and then they scored at the end. That's just like five
That's basically
words.
what I did. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I had a doom. It would be the aforementioned Carlton Davis. I think he's not, like you said,
Yes.
don't remember him getting burned for a pass. He did have a
No,
fourth
but two
down.
penalties.
He had coverage on a fourth down incompletion.
Yeah.
So it's not as if it was all bad, but the penalties, they're just bad. Like the defensive
Well, he was
holding.
both of them were basically identical, where he's grabbing the back of Ted McMillan's undershirt. And it's like it's really stretchy. Someone's going to see that happening. So after the first time, it's like, all right, don't do that again. And then he did it again. So that
Yeah.
was the issue, I think.
Yeah. So he gets a doom for me, and maybe it gets better, but thus far, the step one of the defensive backfield with Gonzalez, two dooms in the defensive backfield. So not a
Yeah,
great start.
definitely not a great start. I don't think there was really any other big dooms in this game. I was having trouble coming up with a third
Hmm.
guy.
Hmm. Hmm.
I originally had Christian Ellis, but then it's because he got benched, but then he came back in and the defense was still playing well. He made some plays.
Yeah.
Jack Gibbons made some plays.
I guess you don't want to overdo it with the dooms, right?
Well, you don't want to overdo it. I guess like you could give it to like Anthony Jennings for being offsides, just
Uh,
because that's been such an issue so far.
it is crazy to get this many just lining up offside penalties, but I don't know
Yeah,
that you land on the doom list for it. You should get
right.
on the coach's doom. Like, who's the defensive line coach?
Clint McMillan.
it's a name that I will never remember.
But
You
it's
could text
Mike
me.
Smith who coaches outside linebackers. So Chason and Anthony Jennings both fall under the outside linebacker umbrella.
Well, they both have to get in the meeting room and say, guys, this is where the ball is, and you have to be on the other side of it every time, or else they're
Yeah,
going to throw
there's
a
this
flag.
thing called the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, unless you're TJ Watt, then you can line up wherever you'd like.
It's
But
very true.
yeah, I don't think we got to go for a third doom. I don't know. How were the long snaps? Were they clean?
I think they were pretty clean.
Was the rotation strong?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
really strong
mean,
rotation.
that's where I kind of came out and said, like, there it is. They did it. They've done the thing in the game, and you can't go crazy either way about anything really. Like, not a perfect game, not the best game ever. They're going to play next week.
Yeah, and we'll see how next week goes. Obviously, next week will be an even bigger litmus test. But like to prove that you can beat one of the worst teams in the league that had just won 30 to nothing,
Mm-hmm.
it shows something. We do have a comment in here from Russo Ballnover Tony. Guys, AJ Brown is ready to get out of Philly. See his latest tweet. What will it take? Listen, I mean, can you imagine how good Drake Maye would look if he had AJ Brown and Stefon Diggs?
Yeah.
That's kind of my initial thought on this. Is just like,
And
wow, that would be crazy for his career.
the tweet, for the record, is a screenshot of, I'm not sure. It says, quote, if you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. And this is after he had 2 catches for 7 yards today in an Eagles win. So I guess the question would be, right, like, obviously talent-wise,
Yeah.
AJ Brown would change the scope of the offense. Do you want the guy that is sort of moaning his way off a defending Super Bowl champion that just won a game to go to 4-0? Do I have that right?
Yeah, like the answer is yes, you want AJ Brown, but like it does feel like a big message in the Patriots locker room is like, I don't care as long as we win.
And
Like
Diggs has done
what
that, and I would have not believed that before the
Stefon
season.
Diggs has said it, and like he seems to be backing up what he's saying. Like Will Campbell has said it. All of these guys are basically just like, or a lot of the guys in the locker room are saying like, it doesn't matter what I do on the field as long as we win. Drake Maye said it a week or two ago. Doesn't matter as long as we win. We won the game. Doesn't matter what the stats look like. So to bring in a guy who's like basically saying like, it doesn't matter what we win. What does my stat line look like? I don't know. I mean, obviously it can't feel like amazing
Yeah.
to win a game when you don't contribute that much, but
And
like
that was a big game. The Bucks were 3-0.
buddy, you're still winning. And
You're
it
on
was
the
in
road.
Tampa.
Yeah. So you're right. The answer is yes, but not as definitively as you would think, because if you're mad in that situation, you can be mad in any situation.
Also, what was the
Excuse me.
tweet? Like, don't cause a scene or something like that.
Quietly withdraw, be on your way. Just tweet about it, but then be quietly on your
Right,
way.
like
It
that's
was
the thing is that like by
don't make a scene.
tweeting
Yeah,
this, by tweeting this, you are making a scene.
Well, it's like the meme, you know? You want me to read it? Typical QB tweet. Love my
Yeah.
teammates. God is good. Running back tweet. Keep grinding. Tight end tweet. Tweet. Derp. Wide receiver tweet. The enemy speaks kindly and holds a knife. Like
Yes.
it's very true. The famous that was
I know. I don't know. They would be so much better if they did have AJ Brown. I'm convinced that Drake Maye would throw the ball to AJ Brown, but you're 4-0. You just can't really be doing that when you're 4-0.
yeah, it's quirky when you're reading the book in the playoffs and then you win the Super Bowl. But
He was also targeted 9 times
when?
today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He
didn't
had
know
two
that.
catches for 7 yards on 9 targets. So like,
I saw the 9 long and then didn't know that the 9 next to it was target. So that's tough.
yeah. So I don't
On
know
the
what
other
those
side,
targets were, but
on the
yeah.
other side, Godwin had 3 catches on 10 targets. So a lot of incompletions down there in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually put this out there as a tweet, but a lot of the guys that the Patriots were like in on at wide receiver, not doing too much. Chris Godwin, not doing too much. Brandon Ayuk, not currently playing. T. Higgins, not doing a lot right now. Who was the other? Oh, Terry McLaurin is hurt. So I think I said before the season, like it'll be
Metcalf.
interesting to see. DK Metcalf's doing well, so that doesn't count. But I said before the season, it'll be interesting to see Chris Godwin's stat line versus Stefon Diggs' stat line at the end of the season. And I mean, currently, it feels like this could be replicated by Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, it
After
wasn't
the game,
crazy.
Drake Maye said like, "Oh, he looked faster than I expected." So like that tells me that he's probably starting to feel better from that torn ACL. He kind of hinted around that after the game that he felt like he turned a corner in this game. So now maybe he just like takes this and runs with it, and who knows what happens at this point.
Who knows, Doug? But Godwin had 3 catches for 26 yards, so inauspicious start for him. It's an interesting thing, and it's an easy thing to do after a 100-yard game from Diggs. So definitely just tweet it. Don't write it, because if you write it, then it's in print forever. Or Twitter, you can just delete it or something if things go
Good.
sour in like
Yeah.
November.
Well, so far it's looking not that bad. Their decision to sign Stefon Diggs because
Yep.
he's healthy, and that's more than some of these other guys can say right now. Obviously,
I had another Panthers thought for you.
yes.
3rd and 10, second quarter. I want to say inside handoff. Gains like a
Mm,
yard. It's like there are teams that will call plays like that and hope to set up a 4th and manageable, like 4th and 4.
yeah,
But when you run an inside handoff on 3rd and 10 and it goes nowhere, you look really, really bad.
yeah. You don't look very good.
No,
That looks pretty dumb.
no.
Not
And
really
I
good.
told you I had a quote that I had to give you. It was from Schlereth.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
and this was the Patriots got the ball. So Bryce Young threw it. It was 3rd and 6. He was in his own end zone and he threw it to the stands. It should have been intentional grounding.
Yeah.
So I don't know at what point that was. Probably in the
It's
late
pretty late.
3rd.
Yeah.
So the Patriots were, I would say, at that point up 35-6, maybe,
Yeah.
or if not 28-6, whatever it was. Schlereth was making the point that you gotta put it on the ground, run clock, gain yards, and then he emphasized this point with the final line: "Let those big hogs go off." And I don't know if he did that on purpose or not, but it
Wow.
made my notes. So good quote from Mark Schlereth. They should
Great.
print the shirts.
They really, they really should. What a
Yeah.
quote. What a great quote. Um.
One thing on Diggs,
Yeah.
the last play in the 3rd quarter, the big one up the right sideline,
Yeah.
got away with a blatant OPI as well. A
Mm,
huge push off, but it's
that's a
at that
veteran
point.
move, though.
Yeah, until they call it. It's not OPI if they don't call it.
Right.
Randy
Exactly.
Moss taught me that.
Since we last potted, we found out that Terrell Williams is dealing with prostate cancer. So just wanted to obviously send our best to Terrell Williams, Zach Core. Like, I don't know how all of this is going to go, but probably going to be calling defensive plays, I would assume, for the rest of the season. We don't know that for sure, but um, I'd be pretty surprised if that weren't the case. But
Right.
yeah, Patriots defense doesn't always look the prettiest, but they've gotten the job done 2 weeks in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They sure
obviously they
have.
didn't get the job done in week 3, but it wasn't the defense's fault that they lost that
Right.
game.
They basically had 2 bad drives in a
Yeah,
whole football game where the
right.
other team got 16 extra possessions. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's a work in progress there. But yeah, the Terrell Williams thing, to me, it was like he finally gets this job
I know.
after how long? Coaching 20 plus
Yeah.
years.
Right.
Finally gets the D coordinator
Yeah.
job, and it's like that's tough. So you got to hope he comes through and gets to fulfill it, because that
No,
is
absolutely.
brutal.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't know if any other major news dropped since we last potted. I don't think so.
Um, mm, Major news since Thursday. I think that would be the major news.
That
Yeah.
yeah, Christian Gonzalez played. Looked fine. Played a
You talked
lot.
to him after?
I didn't. I
Yeah.
talked to him last week, but I didn't talk to
Yeah.
him today. He was at the
Yeah.
podium. A lot of podium guys today.
I don't like the podium. You're just sitting there. You feel like you're missing out. Like, who's talking now at their
And
locker?
today, I listen. Patriots PR does a great job. Love those guys.
Hmm.
Maybe could have used a couple more announcements about who was going in the podium.
Oh, so people were talking, you didn't know.
Yeah, Drake Maye I like snuck in there after
Hmm.
Vrabel, and I wasn't aware. So then I had to type something up on my notes app and show it to Andrew Callahan. And the question was, has he been asked about Stefon Diggs yet? The answer was no. But
Usually it is
yeah,
no. Usually the answer is no. Like when you get in late to a press conference and you're like,
I know.
oh, I'm sorry if I've been asked about this. Unless it's like blatantly obvious,
Right. Well, I
generally
thought
you're the only one thinking of that. It's pretty
with that
crazy.
thought, it's true. Yeah, Diggs went up to the podium. The rest of the locker room had cleared out by that point, so you weren't missing out on anything if you weren't on Diggs at the podium.
Can I share a Patriots press conference locker room story for the people that don't
Sure.
get to go there often?
Hell yeah.
So the Patriots played the Ravens back when that was pretty heated. Tom
Mm-hmm.
Brady had his long hair at the time, so it was
Wow.
2010, I want to say.
Jeez.
Ray Lewis,
Old.
Terrell Suggs. It was a game where I think Suggs got flagged for diving at Brady's leg. He missed, but he like took a dive bomb right at Brady's legs, and Brady like pointed and got the flag. I think it was Ray Lewis's putting on the pants game. So like there was a lot of emotion. The Patriots, I think, won in overtime.
Hmm.
So it was a close game. And so I was in the locker room, like at whoever's locker, and then someone was like, probably Stacey, or someone was like, Tom's going to the podium, everybody. Tom's going to the podium. So I'm like, oh, I'll go to that. And so I turn at the same time that Brady came out of like the fancy room. He has like his little handbag, and he has the game ball right on it. So he's walking, and he looks like the most angry person in the world. Like he is fuming. Like he can't control his nostrils from flame. He walks through the door, the double door, goes into the press conference room. Hi guys, how's everyone doing? And does 8 to 10 minutes as that, just like, yeah, you go out there, you play the game, and you try to do your best. And then I was standing by the door, and then I'm going back in the locker room, and he's in that room in
Yeah.
between the hallway. Back to fuming, back to just stomping. It's like I don't know. He might have walked home, and it was
Wow.
just like he's pretty good at the podium. He's pretty
Yeah.
good at. He's a psychopath, and he masks it quite well in the public setting.
I would also be mad if I had to play against Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis, so I don't blame him for that.
It was a cool moment because you're like these are sort of the access that you get
Yeah.
being there.
Oh, 100%.
You can't really do anything with it except tell a story on a podcast 15 years later, but here we are.
No, it's good. It's very good. I in 2012 season, that was when the Ravens beat the Patriots in the playoffs, right?
Mhm.
I covered that game for Nesson. It was like the second game I'd ever covered. And I went to the Ravens locker room because they
Mm.
won. Other beat writer went into the Patriots locker room. And I just did not like those guys in the Ravens locker room. They were
Yeah.
unpleasant to be around, I would say. And obviously that doesn't go for every single player in there, but it was memorably unpleasant, I would say, in there.
That era, like with the Jets, I think I went in the Jets locker room when they won in 2010 in the playoffs. So it was a different era of football. I don't know a team that carries itself like that anymore, where back then you could still get away with it.
Well, it's also interesting. And like I've been thinking about this where that locker that everyone talks about, how like Willie McGinnis was in the last locker in the locker room, and you knew that if you left early, you'd have to walk by Willie McGinnis locker. That locker currently is not being held by anyone.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I don't know if there's anyone like maybe it's just because like he was older than me at the time.
Mm.
but I don't think there's not like a Willie McGinnis on
No.
this team. But I also don't know if Willie McGinnis exists in the NFL anymore in this
Right.
era. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a player who's between the ages of 22 and 32 who has the same like mental makeup as Willie McGinnis or even like Mike Vrabel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. Like who
I don't
is
know.
yeah, it's a different sport. It's a different league. But yeah, like who's the Rex Ryan coach, that instills that culture in a team.
True. Yeah.
I don't know that there is one, but
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if that
yeah.
locker's ever gonna get filled. Like I think like obviously there are some very respected players on the Patriots team. Harold
Yeah.
Landry's very respected.
I would
Um,
guess like
Milton Williams, Robert Spillane.
if Bobby Wagner was on the Patriots, he'd probably sit there. But he's still not like imposing and intimidating, but he is like the veteran,
Right.
respected
He's
middle
right.
of the defense.
Definitely.
But
And you know
that's
who
the
I could
oldest
actually
man in the
see
league.
becoming that? And it's not on defense, but like Will Campbell could eventually be that guy on this team, I think.
I see that.
Where it's
Because
like,
he's
oh
already pretty
God,
yeah.
I
He's
gotta
already
walk by Will Campbell before I leave. Like I don't know if I wanna like I don't want him to
I wonder what that is. Like I look at like Michael Parsons, probably the best defensive player in the league, right?
yeah.
It's just more of an individualized like when you're an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Back then they didn't have edge. Willie McGinnis wasn't edge.
It's
He
true.
was OLB.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like I do what I do and I train with my trainer and I
Yeah.
have my skill. Maybe there's less of a I don't want to say team game, but everything's sort of siloed, to borrow a
Yeah.
term from Gerard Mayo.
Do you know who is the closest to that in the Patriots locker room? But obviously doesn't necessarily he's not a defender, he doesn't maybe carry the same gravitas or whatever. But like Mac Hollins is a guy who would
Really
probably yell at you if you left early or if you like didn't
interesting.
put in as much commitment
Is
as
that because he's wholly committed to the team, or is that because he doesn't stop talking generally, and so he's got to say something at all times?
it's a little bit of both, I would
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
he
The
seems
man
to
does
have
talk a lot.
a motor
But
mouth,
it's for
which I
the best.
respect. Yeah,
Yeah,
I respect it.
definitely.
Um, I played baseball today in the Lowell Spinners former stadium, and there was a lot of music playing in between at bats and I'm like,
Nice.
I like to chatterbox during games. I like to chit chat, and they're stifling me with this entertainment for the people, and I don't like it. So that's why I didn't make the big leagues because you couldn't chit chat as much as you can.
You'd be better off playing at Fenway, I think, than some of the other newer baseball stadiums.
Yeah, there's a lot less in between pitch, like blue, bloop, 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 bloop,
Man,
doof,
I
doof,
went
doof.
to a LA Kings game. I know this is a different sport. I know they play hockey, not
Yeah,
baseball. Talk about a stadium that never shuts up.
hockey
LA
is
Kings, it's like a goddamn club in there at
yeah.
all times. It's
You
crazy.
leave an NHL game and you're just throbbing. Your whole body is pulsating because of the noise that you've endured.
And it's I've probably talked about this before, but like in if you go to like a Bruins game, you hear some like mid 2000s like rock music or
Yeah.
post hardcore music, whatever. In the Kings game, it was like a completely different vibe, and obviously that
Mm.
makes sense in LA versus Boston, but it was really jarring, I'd say.
It's a different crowd, I would
Yeah,
say, the LA Kings. But
definitely a very different crowd.
yeah,
Wow,
I've gone to a million hockey games, not to brag,
cool
and
brag.
fewer basketball games. And I had a streak of a few years where I just hadn't gone to Celtics games because like I wasn't covering them
Yeah,
and I wasn't buying them. That's for sure. So I went to a game a few years back and I hadn't been in a few years. And having been to so many hockey games where it's just constant noise
yeah,
and sort of the rise and fall and there's punches and all that. It's just the basketball crowd. Ready? It was just like this. And then the home team is going to take a three and everyone's going to go, huh? And if it goes in, everyone goes, yeah. And if it
yeah.
clanks, which it does, half the time, more than half the time, everyone goes, "Oh." And then the other
Yeah,
team goes down and takes a three. It either goes in or doesn't. And then it goes down and then they throw a three up and everyone goes, oh, yeah. And it's
right.
just like, this is not really this is not exciting. Sorry to
How do you feel?
basketball.
How do you feel about how they turn off the lights at Fenway now for like music and stuff?
Yeah, so going in, I went to a game last week. They lost to the Athletics of West
Yeah,
Sacramento, and by middle of the ninth, they're going in. They're down. It's daytime, and they
right.
still do the light show. And I'm
Mm,
like, not getting the full effect here of the light show.
no.
So I don't know. It's obviously started in college football, as far as we know. five,
Yeah.
6 years ago. We were like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm
I
not
think it's
opposed
kind of
to
cool.
it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's good vibes, and
It's
vibes
not
are
a good thing
important.
to overdo when you're losing. And I think
Yeah.
like they've kind of overdone the whole Sweet Caroline thing when they're losing. I still don't like that. I still wish they'd only do that when they were winning. But
Or close to winning.
right, not
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah. But hey, heck of a win for the beloved Bo Sox on Friday night, taking care
That
of
was a good win.
business. You've got the Yankees lined up for them, which I think is good for business. That's good for Boston. I mentioned
Mhm.
earlier the way it used to be like these series have juice when the Red Sox and Yankees play. So I think it's good. It's
They
good
do.
for sports here. And we talked about it on this podcast. Like if the Patriots lost to the Panthers, interest down the
Interest
tubes.
would have kind of cratered. I truly feel like
Yeah.
it was already trending that way, but I think that this is going to pick things up. Obviously, there's still going to be people in the area who are more into this Red Sox run than the Patriots, but at least it keeps the Patriots like above the fold, I would say.
Yeah. Well, let's spin it forward, Doug. What would a Sunday Night Football win against the Bills do for that? You know,
It would be massive. It would be definitely the most hyped anyone's been on the Patriots since
since
2001,
no,
2021, I should say.
I thought I say 2001. There were
Yeah,
many
2001,
moments after that.
2021.
When they beat the Bills on the win game.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
I remember that night, and you're like, and people were so dumb that year. They're like, the Patriots are going to face Brady in the Super Bowl. That was 2020, wasn't it?
No, it's 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
People were
They were the
okay.
number one
Yeah.
seed.
They were
Yeah.
cooking up the Mac Jones first time because they played Brady that year,
Yeah.
and I was just like, are you all watching this team? Like they're not going to go to like I know they're whatever in the 1 seed right now, but
People got very hyped on that team. Yeah.
I will say I was surprised because I thought the wind game in Buffalo was genius, and I remember the post game someone asked Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer if they were embarrassed by that, and they got so offended by the question. When the
Oh
Patriots ran it,
yeah.
like the Patriots ran it like 70 times for like
Yeah.
300 yards, and it was like that is and like you should say yes, but they were like indignant about it. And I'm like, oh, the Bills are like they're cracked.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots went back there 4 weeks, 5 weeks later, and the Bills were not cracked. The
I
Bills
mean,
beat
they're
the bag
not.
out of them.
They're still good. Haven't made it to a Super Bowl yet, but they're
No.
still good.
Yeah, so I mean next week I wouldn't pick the Patriots. I wouldn't bet my money on the Patriots,
No.
but I don't rule it out. These things happen. They beat the Bills last
I
year, didn't
think
they?
as
Right?
long as
I'm trying to remember last year. Help me out.
they won in week 18.
Oh, yeah, that's my bad. But the year before, didn't they win? I feel like my brain right now is scrambled eggs.
I don't know. I'm worse at remembering games. I somehow remembered week 18 better
Yeah.
than you.
Good job
But
on that. They lost week 16 in Buffalo by 3 points.
yeah, that was closer than it should. Yeah.
And then the year before, they beat Buffalo week 7, 29-25
Yeah.
to prove to 2-5 on the season. So I'm just saying things happen.
Mac Jones had a good game. 25 of 30, 272, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Spread the ball around.
I'm not ruling it out next week. I wouldn't pick them. 2-3 is not the worst thing knowing what's coming after that, but it'd be a pretty big one if they do win it.
It would be. And as long as Drake Maye is playing like this, they could win any game, I feel like. But their talent does not stack up against the Bills. But we do know that they're significantly more talented than the Panthers. And I would also say they're more talented than the Steelers. They just fumbled way too many times in that game.
Right. I mean, they should have won despite all those fumbles, which tells you they're better than them. But the Steelers, nice win in Dublin. Maybe the Steelers are a little better. I mean, the Vikings have a quarterback problem. They were bad with McCarthy. I think they're just as bad with Wentz. Like they have a quarterback problem, and I think
Wentz was signed like the last week of training camp. Clearly, this man should not be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I have a football question for you on that note. I like to be specific, even though it cost us a couple seconds when he set it up. But they played the game today, right? And I'm watching the final drive, right? And they complete a second and it was 2nd and 26 because of a holding intentional grounding penalty on Carson Wentz. And they throw it to Hawkinson, and he runs up the right seam, and he gets 14 yards to set up a 3rd and 12. And they spiked it.
Oh yeah.
Nobody spikes it anymore.
Mm.
You're coming out of a stoppage with the penalty.
Yeah, you got to have 2 plays.
And you throw it to Hawkinson over the middle. You got to get him the ball, and then you get 2 chances to get the first down, not 1. Right. Nobody spikes it anymore unless you're, setting up a field goal or there's 7 seconds left and you have to spike it. It was Not great.
Yeah.
Quarterback
It
problem.
wasn't great. You're right. All right. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your win, by the way. Your
Big
baseball
men's
win.
league win. We'll be at
Yep.
LeLasher Park next week at 2. Luckily, we'll not miss the Patriots game because they're playing at night.
That is true.
So come
We'll
on
discuss
down.
off air how we plan a podcast next week.
I'm going to guess Monday morning just because you're going to be working pretty late. But, you tell me. You're the boss.
I don't think I mean, I'm not going to make you pod at 2 a.m., but I do have a flight that morning, that Monday morning. So,
Plane pod?
and I get home at 11. I land at 11:20. So
Let's do an airplane pod. We've done the car pods. They're kind of played out. Everyone saw them. But I think it's time for an airplane pod.
my flight's at 9:53. Could we bang out we could bang out no, I'm not gonna want to do a 7 a.m. pod. We're gonna do a pod on Monday around 1 p.m. I'm guessing.
But we're going to do one before then. So
We are gonna do one before then though. We're gonna do one on Thursday at some point. So that's when we'll talk to you guys next. Goodbye. Thanks for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, do all those fun things. Good Patriots win today. Goodbye.